Yeah, it's Thursday, radio antenna fans, and here to show you some evidence, some proof of my statement to you why we don't use baluns and end feds because of the balun sucking up the power, and that's why nobody can hear us. Doing an experiment here with, excuse me, from my latest transistor video and using the RF choke on the base to make the amplifier work. And I'm experimenting with a choke here, 60 microhenry, wound on a Amidon, or I'm sorry, ferrite, a 43 material core. It's about a 5/8 core. So I just threw a few turns around it, 60 microhenry on the inductance meter, and works fine. I put it together. I've just got an assortment of dummy loads on that heatsink. I put it together, and the incoming signal from the matching network, because I'm using that to go from a 50 ohm transmitter to 100 some ohm loads to eventually simulate the input of the RF amplifier, the tube amp, which is about 115 ohms. So I'm using the matching network, see? Matching network, not tuner. That is not a tuner. And the power SWR meter doesn't go low enough to indicate the 5 to 15 watts I'm testing with, so I'm using the Bird 43 as a low range slug. So, common ham equipment, but I neglected in the confusion of this mess here to ground, so to speak, the incoming cable to the heatsink. So what I did was made an open circuit to the load, and the only thing that was across the end of the transmission line was this choke at 60 microhenry, 3.8 megahertz, 300 ohms reactance, but no resistance, just an inductance. So I keyed the candle rig on CW to indicating about 15 watts on the Bird. I put the matching network on 80, and I adjusted the reactive and the resistive controls, excuse me, until the reflected power on the Bird read 0. So it's matched, right? It thinks so. But you see, it can't be because there was no load. It was just the choke, and the choke was so hot I couldn't touch it. It burnt my finger. So we have an RF transmitter, the illusion of power transferred to a load when there is no load because the load's an open circuit. A good indicated SWR, which is an illusion, going into an inductive thing on a toroid core. The core got extremely hot because the dissipation of the core is proportional to the peak-to-peak voltage. And since the load was open, the peak-to-peak voltage skyrocketed to well over 100, and that caused a gross dissipation in the core. The core losses were turning the inductor into a load resistor. And it just happened to be reasonably close to 100 ohms, just by happy chance. Now here's where the balun tie-in is. The balun and the end fed is the same system. According to Radio Antenna Handbook 1936, end feds are about 2500 ohms, which is an open circuit. Look at Radio Engineer's Handbook, the section on matching networks. You ain't going to match 50 ohms into 2500. It won't work. So where's the energy go? It's dissipated by the balun core. And if there happens to be energy propagating out that wire and back, it's causing more heat in the core yet. Because each time energy goes through that core, it causes heating, and it's either direction. So this is why baluns and end feds are absolutely worthless. And there it is, simple experiment you can try. So see my antenna videos, build a real antenna. Did it.